Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 1st of January 2021. 2021. Talk about tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. I want to thank everybody who's joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited or YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. With that, like I stated, we're here to talk about Smackdown, but I want to let you guys know that you can help us out a couple of different ways. On Twitch, you can help us out with either a donation by hitting that button down below. You can donate Twitch bits, or you can subscribe to the channel one of two ways. Not only can you subscribe with a tiered subscription, but you can subscribe for free. Yes, I said free technically if you already pay for Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, not only can you watch the new Coming to America movie in March, but you can subscribe to any one Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and we would greatly appreciate it if that one Twitch channel was us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, if you are watching us on YouTube right now live, you can support us by either hitting that join button down below and becoming a channel member, or by giving a super chat donation in the live chat to guarantee that your chat, question, comment, or concern does get read on the air. But with that, we are here to talk about SmackDown. Happy New Year's to everybody that is here with us on both Twitch and YouTube. Let's jump right into it, as the first thing we see when SmackDown starts is a graphic for John Huber, a.k.a. Luke Harper. I don't know where that SmackDown video is. They did one with Raw people. They were supposed to do another one today, at least film the stuff. So hopefully we get it over the weekend. Anyways. They recapped Roman Reigns defeating Kevin Owens at TLC and in a cage match last week. Both things technically happened last week. Michael Cole noted it's the first SmackDown of the year from the critically acclaimed WWE Thunderdome. Reigns was out and took the mic and wished everyone a happy new year. He noted that 2020 was a rough year for everyone. He also said that, of course, he's the head of the table, and, well, he made it work. Reigns pointed out that everything he touches turns to greatness. Reigns praised Heyman for all of his accomplishments and noted that he saved him. He turned his attention to his cousin Uso, Jey Uso, that is. Reigns always knew that Uso could be a main eventer. Uso was praised by was praised by Roman Reigns for what he did to Kevin Owens, and then Owens' music would hit. Reigns was very annoyed that Kevin Owens came out here tonight. Basically thought that he was done with the former Universal Champion. Owens pointed out that Uso helped Reigns to beat him twice last week. He couldn't do it on his own. However, he's not here for Reigns. Owens wants to take on Uso and promised that match will happen later on tonight. He said he's going to the back to speak to Adam Pearce to make it happen. So, they recapped. Give me 1 second, guys. Turn my ringtone off. I have no clue who this unknown caller number is calling me. Let's turn that off so you guys don't hear it anymore. All right, let's roll. So they recapped Big E defeating Sami Zayn last week to win the Intercontinental title. The new IC champion Big E made his way down to the ring as he was slated to take on King Corbin. Sami Zayn was also on commentary. I thought this match was all right, but it was basically just a whatever match to set up the next match. Big E wore an armband for Brody with his name written on it. Corbin took over after sending Big E shoulder first into the post. Big E fought back and sent Corbin over the top rope onto the apron. Big E attempted the spear through the ropes, but Corbin countered with a knee to the face. Corbin attempted the around the post clothesline, but Big E countered with a big ending. Big E went to seemingly win the match when Sami Zayn would jump in and cause a disqualification. Zayn and the Knights of the Lone Wolf jumped Big E and beat him down. Suddenly Apollo Crews would run out and make the save, and my first thought was, mind blown. Fucking a babyface in WWE with friends that's actually going to come help him. Holy crap, we haven't seen that in forever. So they all start fighting, brawling around ringside and whatever. Apollo Crews cleared the ring and slammed Sami Zayn onto the heels at ringside. So we come back from the break and we have learned, well, Adam Pearce made a tag team match. Big E and Apollo Crews against King Corbin and Sami Zayn. Also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of the show tonight, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. It's right there on the screen. It's also in the live chat as well. So like I stated back from the break, this tag match had already started. The heels had the control early after the Knights of the Lone Wolf interfered. Zayn argued with the Knights at ringside. Corbin recovered and nailed a huge spinebuster on Zayn. No, Cruz on Zayn, not Corbin. They were partners. Sorry about that. So Big E got a hot tag at one point. He did run wild. He hit a belly-to-belly suplex and a big splash on Corbin. He set it for the big ending, but Corbin fought back and hit a deep 6 for a near fall. Zayn would then argue with Kingston yet again. No, the Knights yet again. Wow, I read that way wrong. My dyslexia really fucking kicking in. Anyways. This distracted Corbin when Zayn and the Knights were arguing. Cruz took the advantage and ran wild on Corbin. Zayn tagged himself in and almost hit a haluva kick on Corbin, though. Zayn and Corbin argued, and eventually Corbin had enough and just walked off with the Knights. Cruz recovered and rocked Zayn with an enziguri. He followed up with a powerbomb and picked up the pinfall victory. So in the back, Kevin Owens approached Adam Pearce. And he said, I want to match Jey Uso tonight. And Adam goes, Kevin, you know I can't give you that match. You know why I can't make this match. And Owens is just like, what? Really? You're just not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. You're not the Adam Pearce that I've known for 15 years if you're not going to do this. He's like, I want Jey Uso. And Adam Pearce goes, you know what, Kevin? How about this? I will give you a match with anybody on the roster other than Jey Uso. And Kevin Owens just goes, give me Roman then. Roman Reigns. And Adam Pearce looks at him like, kidding me? And Kevin goes, well, if you can't give me Jey. And finally he just goes, all right, later on tonight, you will have Jey Uso. I like that, where he's like, anybody else on the roster. So Owens just like, light bulb, give me Roman. Give me Roman. Kayla Braxton approached Big E and Apollo backstage. They were slightly celebrating after their victory. She asked Big E what his plans are for the new year and the next week. He then said a bunch of Brody references. He referenced flying all around the world and going to Rochester. He referenced meeting people like Amanda Nolan. He even brought up the Toronto Maple Leafs, the favorite hockey team of one Brody Lee. And then he promised that next week he will be issuing an open challenge when Cruz goes, Take that challenge accepted right here. Me versus you next week, Intercontinental title. He said that he helped Big E win the title, but he won't be watching from the back next week. They both kind of looked at each other, laughed, and that was the end of the segment. So let me go on really fast and just double check if WWE's announced this or not. But during Smackdown, I don't believe they announced Big E versus Cruz for the title next week. But, oh, they did. Okay, so I missed that. They did. WWE did officially announce next week, IC title on the line, Apollo Crews, Big E. So that was officially announced. Something I must have missed. So next up, we have the Riot Squad against who was supposed to be Billy Kay and a partner. So Billy Kay comes out. He introduces Tamina or whatever. She's like, my partner. Tamina comes out. And immediately Natty also comes out. And Billy Kay's like, wait, what? Huh? And so Natty and Tamina just walk down to the ring to do the match. And the focus of this match was no more on the women in the ring than it was on Billy Kay outside. Edwin Pera, you're not 100% correct. So I'm gonna go off on something really fast. He says, did you hear Triple H stated that Undertaker's going to join the NXT team next year? No. Triple H at one point, and the Undertaker's also stated that he and Taker, so Undertaker and Triple H, have actually talked about Undertaker helping out at the Performance Center and getting like not a full-time coaching job there, but coming in regularly and doing things, coaching and helping out with the younger talent. And they had him do that a couple times last year, and I think he's done it a couple times this year as well. But that's what that is. Undertaker's not going to be in NXT. He's not moving to Florida to be a full-time coach at the Performance Center. What it is the Undertaker is most likely going to help out at the PC occasionally throughout the year. Over the next however many years, because he's got that 50,000-year contract. Like, he signed with WWE to like 2035 or something. Anyways, tag match. Riot Squad. Natty Tamina. Billie Kay. So at first, Kay thought that she was in the match, but it was Natty and Tamina, like I stated. Tried giving them advice like she was their manager or something, but it only distracted them. The Riot Squad hit Tamina with a double clothesline. The Riot Squad then took over, and Kay moved into their corner. Kay cheered as the baby faces took control. Tamina jumped the Riot Squad and regained control for the heels. She lifted up Morgan, but Kay tried to give her some advice again. Morgan recovered, rolled up Tamina, picked up the victory. This match was so fast, I don't even know how long it was. Like, this had to be no more than 2 minutes at most, and I didn't get a time for this one. So the Riot Squad win the match, and Billie Kay starts celebrating. Okay. Very odd. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But next up, they recap the Women's Tag Team Elimination title match from last week. Tonight, we had Carmella and Bayley taking on SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I thought this was a really good tag team match. Bayley wore a Brody armband just like Big E earlier, and Belair and Bayley started off the match. Jeffrey Rudolph says, new theme. For who? I kind of zone out during entrances most of the time. Belair rocked Bayley with a dropkick and sent her to the floor. Belair then knocked Carmella off the apron to the floor. Banks then hit a crossbody off the apron with Belair's help on Bayley. Banks scored a near fall on Bayley as we cut to commercial. Back from the break, the heels were firmly in control. Cole claimed that Bayley and Carmella are veterans with the experience advantage here. The heels isolated Belair and cut her off from Banks. Bayley slowed the pace down and worked over Belair's arm. Belair fought back and hit a vertical suplex. Bayley attempted to make a tag, but Carmella cut her off and knocked Banks off the apron. Banks got the tag and ran wild on Carmella. She hit double knees for a near fall, but Bayley broke up the pin. Belair tried to help Banks, but Bayley cut her off. Belair and Bayley then fought around ringside. Belair hit a vertical suplex on the floor on Bayley. Reginald, the whatever you want to call him, to Carmella, would then try to get involved. He jumped up on the apron and got in Banks' face. Reginald then did a rolling backflip out of the ring. He then did a backflip off the apron. Carmella tried to take advantage, but Banks rocked Carmella with a knee. Reginald jumped back on the apron again, but Banks knocked him off. Carmella would then hit the X Factor with a distraction and pick up the pinfall victory. So Carmella has pinned the women's champion, the SmackDown women's champion, that is. Then in the back, all of a sudden, out of just nowhere, Sonya Deville's there. She's walking through the back like she's going to come out to the ring or whatever. Everybody's just like looking like, oh my God, it's Sonya. Oh my God, it's Sonya. Sonya Deville. Sonya. And nonchalantly on commentary, we just hear Michael Cole go, Sonya Deville is back on SmackDown as she has been reinstated here on the Blue brand. It was either Michael or Corey. I can't remember exactly which one. But there's nonchalantly, oh, hey, Sonya Deville's back as she's been reinstated. What? And then, do we even see Sonya Deville again? We just see her walking around backstage like she's going to come out and cut this steamy promo that I'm back and I'm badder than ever. And then nothing. She's just walking backstage with everyone going, Sonya Deville's back. Sonya Deville's back. Hey, do you see Sonya? Look, it's Sonya. Oh my God. Ah! And nothing of it. So dumb. Like, if you're going to bring her back, she needs to be on the show saying why she's fucking back. So next up, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, hosted the New Year's Smoke-tacular. And they were like, oh, hey, look, they even gave us graphics. They were shocked. Talked about their accomplishments in 2020. Angelo Dawkins, who I'm going to give some props to. Every time I see this guy, or every couple of weeks or whatever, looks like he's dropped some more LBs. Almost every time I see him, it looks like he's lost more weight, which is good. Good on him. Montez Ford played the drums. No, Angelo Dawkins played the drums. Montez then made some 2021 predictions. First, he predicted that Sami Zayn's I Was the Intercontinental Champion shirt will become the #1 seller on WWE Shop. Ford then made his second prediction. He pointed out that Ziggler stole a lot from Shawn Michaels. So in 2021, Ziggler will be the Heartache Kid. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ziggler and Rude attack the Street Profits, and Michael Cole goes, oh, and it's the Heartache Kid with the sneak attack from behind. So now we have to call Dolph the Heartache Kid? Don't tell me this is going to be a weekly thing where when he comes down to the ring, they'll be going, making his way into the ring from Hollywood, Florida, the Heartache Kid, Dolph Ziggler. Like, don't tell me. Don't tell me, folks. Anywho, Ziggler and Rude basically destroy the Street Profits. At one point, they take Montez Ford, wrap his leg around the post, and just slam it super hard around that post, almost like they're trying to break his leg. They then hit it with a chair multiple times as well. After the break, Caleb Braxton approached the former Raw Tag Team Champions in the back. They demanded a rematch against the Street Profits, stating that that was them calling their shot. So next up, Daniel Bryan and Otis, with Chad Gable in their corner, teamed up to take on the team of Cesaro and Shinsuke and Nakamura. I thought this was another great tag team match. Earlier today, Gable and Otis helped Bryan train for the Royal Rumble. They were working on their hips, which was kind of funny, and Cesaro and Nakamura approached and mocked them, setting up this match. So at least it's not just a random whatever match. There's actually some sort of a semblance of backstory. 3 guys were training. 2 guys made fun of their training. So, hey, let's fight. Cool. Bryan and Cesaro both had Brody armbands on. The heels had the early advantage and isolated Bryan on their side of the ring. Bryan fought back and attempted a suicide dive, but Cesaro caught him and hit him with an uppercut. Back from the break, the heels were firmly in control. Cesaro slowed down the pace with a chin lock. Bryan fought back and made the hot tag to Otis. He ran wild on Cesaro and hit a huge superplex. No, regular suplex. He then followed this up with a splash in the corner and a caterpillar. Nakamura broke up the pin attempt. Otis attempted the Vader bomb, but Cesaro moved out of the way. Nakamura went for the Kinshasa, but Otis avoided the move. Bryan then got the tag and used a sunset flip for a near fall. Nakamura locked on an armbar, but Otis made the save. Bryan hit the running knees on Cesaro, which took him out from the match. Nakamura then rolled up Bryan and got a near fall off of it, but Bryan countered into the yes lock to pick up the submission victory. Jeffrey Rudolph in the Twitch chat, says Natalya had a new theme song. I'll have to go back and check. I did not notice that at all. So in the back, Paul Heyman informed Roman Reigns that Adam Pearce made Owens and Uso for tonight. Like they saw it. Well, actually, first off, I might have missed a spot here because they saw it on the television. And so I'm going to criticize this and not at the same time. Because Roman goes, he's looking at the TV and he goes, they don't respect us. He looks at Heyman and says, go find out who disrespected us making this match. And Heyman's just like, yes, sir. And he runs off. Well, Heyman says it was Adam Pearce. My first thought was, now you can criticize this and you can justify it all at the same time. You can criticize it by saying, who disrespected us? It's Adam Pearce, because Adam Pearce made the match. But you can give the benefit of the doubt with saying, okay, maybe Roman didn't watch that segment because he was still walking from the ring back to his locker room. And so he didn't see when Adam Pearce made that match. So just saying. Before we talk about our main event, we're going to tell you about our sponsor for this video, Pro Wrestling Loot. Pro Wrestling Loot is a very cool way to get an assortment of merchandise all at one time. If you order by January 4th, you will get the January box, and this month will feature items from Victoria, Too Cold Scorpio, and AAA Lucha Libre. Every box comes with a shirt, autograph, art piece or poster, a collectible, and more. Head over to ProWrestlingLoot.com right now and use promo code PWUnlimited at checkout to get 20% off of your first box. Again, use code PWUnlimited at checkout to get 20% off of your order when you go to ProWrestlingLoot.com. I mean, last month we got some really cool items. We got what they're called pint-size all-star figures, and it was signed, and it was a Paul London one. We also got the shirt I'm wearing right here, Cobb County, Georgia, Big Boss Man shirt, and we got an Excalibur mask in the last one as well. So again, if you want the January box, head over to ProWrestlingLoot.com before January 4th, use code PWUnlimited at checkout, and you will get 20% off of your first box. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Leading up from the start of Raw or SmackDown to the main event, I was bored. I thought there were some good matches, but the show itself was kind of boring to me until this main event and the brawl that followed it. So Owens jumped Uso right at the bell, hit him with a clothesline and a senton on the floor. Owens followed this up with a senton into the ring for a near fall. Owens targeted Uso's injured leg. Owens continued to attack the knee and slammed it against the ring apron several times. Owens yelled at Uso that it's all Roman's fault that he's doing this. Uso tried to fight back, but Owens recovered, and Owens went for the stunner, and Uso countered it with a super kick. Owens rolled to the floor, so Uso had to run after him. Uso jumped off the ring steps, but Owens rocked him with a super kick of his own. He then threw Uso over the announce table. Back from the break, Uso and Owens fought on the top rope. Uso pushed Owens to the mat and attempted a splash. Owens moved and Uso landed on his injured leg. Owens then hit the stunner and picked up the pinfall victory. After the match, Owens beat down Uso and demanded Roman comes out. Basically said, come and take care of your family. I think he called him a bitch when he grabbed the headset from Michael Cole, but I'm not exactly sure. I think I heard it, but he said it really fast. I think he said, like, Roman, come out and help your family, bitch, or something like that. But I'm not 100% sure if that's what he said. He said it really quick. Owens would then handcuff Uso to the top rope and hit him with a super kick. He continued to beat down Uso and call out Reigns. Owens tried taking Uso to the back, but Uso broke free and ran off into what was supposed to be the crowd area. Owens regained control, and they brawled into the stands. Owens then laid Uso on a table, climbed up near the fan screens, and seemingly was about to splash Uso through the table when Roman would appear and attack from behind. Roman would then viciously, and I mean viciously, beat the crap out of Kevin Owens, and Jey Uso would help. They slammed his head against the video screens multiple times, threw him over one set of video screens, beat him down with a steel chair. Uso choked him with his chain, with the chain of the handcuffs, as Roman hit him in the gut with the chair over and over. And then Roman would grab Kevin Owens after slamming him about 20 times headfirst into the video screen, throw him off of the stands, and he just crashed right through a table. 2 tables, actually, and it looked like there was no crash pad down there. And when Owens hit, his head kind of bobble bounced a little as well. And the show went off the air with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso standing tall. So with that, guys, that was tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. I thought the show was all right. I really loved everything from the start of the main event to the end of the show. I thought the women's tag team match, the one with Bayley, Carmella, Bianca, and Sasha, was pretty good. I thought the tag team match with Bryan, Otis, Cesaro, and Nakamura was really good. And then the main event, I loved everything for that. I don't know where this is leading, whether that is Kevin Owens getting a title shot at Rumble. We still got, I want to say, 4 weeks till the Rumble? 1, 2, 3, 4 more SmackDowns till the Royal Rumble. So that might be a little If they hadn't had 2 matches already, I would say that might be a little long to stretch out doing another one. But we may be able to see it. Maybe Owens is off for a week or 2 to sell the injuries from getting thrown through the tables off freaking 10 feet high. So I don't know. But that was a Friday Night Smackdown. Now I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys thought of tonight's show, as you can text in 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. First, as stated, I want to get your thoughts on the Big E Apollo Crews IC title match next week. This is Kenneth from Texas. Well, Kenneth, I think that match is actually going to be a really fun match. I think these two are going to work well together. I don't know if we've ever seen a Big E Apollo match, so hey, there's time for everything. First says, I like wrestling. It's cool. One says, bum, bum, bum. My first question is, do you think Big E would be a great WWE champion? Second question, how do you feel about Kenny Omega having the AEW World Championship? Well, I think Big E would make a great world champion. I stated in a tweet recently that I think Big E could be one of the babyface champions that they haven't had in a long time, as far as like John Cena was. Put the title on him, and he can go on all the late night shows, on all the morning shows, on all the different talk shows, on all the different radio shows, promoting WWE as the face of the company, as the world champion. They tried to do it with Roman Reigns, but I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like it didn't work well with Reigns, maybe because fans weren't receptive of him as much as a babyface world champion. But I feel like the last person that was very successful as far as going out and doing a lot of media as the world champion of WWE was John Cena. Miz did it really well as a heel. But I think the last babyface to do it really well as far as going on a bunch of different shows, promoting the company, promoting big events was John Cena. And on all honesty, I think Big E would actually be pretty damn great in that role. So put the world title on Big E. Send him out to Good Morning America. Send him out to the Today Show. Put him on the Late Night Show with James Corden. Put him on Jimmy Kimmel. Put him on Jimmy Fallon. Put him on Live with Kelly and Ryan. I mean, just throw him everywhere. He's such a personable person. I think he would do amazing just going and doing media all the time for WWE. Also, Sin Saturday has a good question in the chat. Where was Seth Rollins? Well, if you remember, last Friday after SmackDown, it was announced the return of Seth Rollins. But then it got a little quiet over the weekend. Monday, we got a preview for SmackDown. No mention of Rollins. No mention of Rollins all week. We also have a text message here about that as well. And I don't really have much info on why Rollins wasn't there. All I can state was Rollins was scheduled to be there at one point as late as last Friday or as far back as last Friday. And I was told 100% Seth was not at the building. So it wasn't even a fact of Seth was there and didn't get used. It was flat out Seth wasn't even there. I don't know if that was a call on them to say stay home. If he has to stay home, I don't have any knowledge on that other than I was told Seth was not at the building. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Search for us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And hit us up on Twitter at PW Unlimited. So with that, guys, I may be streaming in a little bit from my Twitch channel at Timmy Buddy. But next time we'll see you here talking wrestling will be Sunday morning. Monday morning, Sunday. No. After Wrestle Kingdom. I believe Wrestle Kingdom is Sunday night into Monday morning. And we will be, hopefully, I will be able to go live as soon as that show does end. The plan is to go live after both nights of Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know if I'm going to go live after New Year's Dash for a third day in a row. But at least for both nights of Wrestle Kingdom, I do plan on trying to go live. So with that, guys, we will see you for Wrestle Kingdom, January 4th. Have a great, great weekend. Happy New Year's, and we'll see you next time.